politician in charge of it. In the Tobago House of Assembly model, the politician is called a secretary. In the local government model, we will call the politician by the same name as secretary. So you will have a secretary for municipal management and corporate services. You will have a secretary for public health and the environment. You will have a secretary for social services and community outreach. You will have a secretary for facilities management and physical infrastructure. You will have a secretary for planning and development. You will have a secretary for municipal policing. And in respect of finance, the mayor or chairman of the council can allocate that particular one to any one of the six, or can keep it under the responsibility of the mayor himself. The mayor will have no responsibility under those six. You understand what I'm saying? So that there will be 6 secretaries, and together with the mayor, they will form a group of 7 people, which we will call the Executive Council. Big change, ladies and gentlemen. You will have an Executive Council, and the mayor, together with those 6 secretaries, will be full-time. They will be full-time, being paid by the state, by their friends, to ensure that you, the citizen, get a higher level of service. You understand now why we prefer to postpone local government elections rather than leave that old system in place and sacrifice a system like this? It is going to be 6 divisions, with finance being number 7. Finance could be allocated by the mayor to any one of the 6, or the mayor could keep finance himself as he considers appropriate. And the reason it is just like the prime minister. The prime minister, under the cabinet arrangement, has no other responsibility right now except that of prime minister. He has the responsibility for overseeing the entire government. In the same way, the mayor has the responsibility for, or the chairman, in the case of the other municipalities, has the responsibility for overseeing the work of the Executive Council. And the Executive Council operates just like a cabinet operates, except that in the case of a cabinet, it has central policy authority. And in the case of the local government bodies, it is decentralized execution function. They execute the policy already determined at the central level. There is a need for central decision-making in societies as small as ours. How does it sound to you? So, my dear friends, that is the system as we see it. An executive council of 7 people, an executive council of 7 people, and each one having a responsibility for municipal management and corporate services, public health and the environment, social services and community outreach, facilities management and physical infrastructure, planning and development, municipal police, and finance could go under either any one of them or under the mayor's portfolio as the mayor or the chairman of the municipality sees fit. Ladies and gentlemen, our experience with a similar system in Tobago is what led us to the view that perhaps this was the best way to do it. Now, let me tell you about devolution and decentralization as it relates to local government, because we agreed last week that it is decentralization and not devolution. Devolution is a delegation of the policy decision-making, and decentralization is the delegation of the execution of the decisions already made. That's the difference. And we are convinced, my dear friends, that if you give to the local government bodies in a society as small as ours the authority to make policy decisions, what in fact you will be doing, you will be setting up an arrangement that can lead to the destruction of the state, the fragmentation of the state. That is what can happen. And so the PNM stands solidly in favor of decentralization. There was a time when we took the very same position as it relates to Tobago, but Tobago is very different. Tobago is separated from Trinidad by water. And after all these years, Tobago has now built up a level of capacity that convinces us that a level of devolution can now take place in respect of Tobago. So Tobago is different. Tobago is separated by water from, in the case of the 12 bodies that we will set up in Trinidad, it is decentralization and not devolution. They carry out the functions in respect of which decisions have already been taken at the central level by the state. That's the difference, my dear friends. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look in any textbook, you will not see this model anywhere in the world. You know why? Because we never tried to copy anybody's model. What we tried to do is to look at our own circumstances, to see what we require. We want a better level of service at the local level. And in trying to work out what we require, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the conclusion that the model that we are establishing is a model that is unique because we are a unique society, and we are calling it the Trinidad model. The Trinidad model of local government. There you are. When we meet next week, my dear friends, I will have more to say about employment in the local government bodies. I will have more to say about a proper authority structure within the local government bodies. I will have something to say about the responsibilities of the Ministry of Local Government, which has a new function under this revised structure, and a function that is designed to complement the work done at the local level, and a function, my dear friends, that will make the Ministry of Local Government very central to the entire system of local governance. I should also tell you that whereas we have 14 local government bodies now, we believe that the optimum figure should be 12. And therefore, our white paper recommends 12 local government bodies instead of 14. 5 municipalities, okay, with new boundaries, expanded boundaries for Arima, expanded boundaries for Port of Spain, expanded boundaries for Chaguanas, expanded boundaries for San Fernando, and in the case of Point 14, a new borough, my dear friends, a new borough that incorporates both Point 14 and La Brea. One borough incorporating both Point 14 and La Brea. Now, we have also decided that because of the expanded populations, Port of Spain is going to be the first city of Trinidad and Tobago. It's already so. San Fernando is the second. We will add 2 more cities. We will now have the city of Arima, and we will have the city of Chaguanas. But the new borough in Point 14 La Brea will remain a borough for the time being. Over time, my dear friends, as it develops and as the population increases, we can consider city status for that particular part of the country. Are you with me? What you think about the system, tell me. Do you agree, my dear friends, that this is a superior system to the one that it is replacing? Do you agree with me that it was worth the postponement of local government elections to be able to refine the system and put this in place? So that when the local government elections are held, we are holding them under a new system. We will have new arrangements, a new executive council, full-time politicians at the local level, a better system of management, a better system of governance, and a better service to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, who depend on the local government bodies for a level of living consistent with your aspirations. There it goes. My dear friends, when the local government elections were being postponed in Parliament, and I want to thank all of those who supported us, who were not members of the PNM. That is their right. I repeat, that is their right. They are free to support whatever view they wish, my dear friends. 2 senators, 2 independent senators vote for us. 7 vote with the opposition. But it is not all well and good for the 2 to vote with us, but it is all well and good for 7 to vote with the opposition. That is where the society has reached, my dear friends. Members of the PNM, open your eyes. Let him with eyes to see. Open your eyes, my dear friends. See what it's all about.